Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Geekin Out. I am your host for tonight, Ricky Z. I'm so excited to tonight. We're going to be talking about the man of spooky gothic. He has basically has his own like genre of directing style, Tim Burton. Uh, so because it's technically November 1st, spooky season doesn't have to end. So we're gonna keep spooky going just for a smidgen longer because we want to. Okay,
Period. We
you can be
want
mad
to.
about it. We want to.
Yes.
So there you go. All right. So we have Mr. Julian.
Hello.
Ow.
Hey, our Bruja and our computer whiz and Wheel of Time know it all. Yes.
Oh, I saw the trailer.
Oh my god! Yes, the trailer. The trailer came out. They dropped a trailer, like the official trailer, a little like last week.
Yes.
I'm still crying about it. I cry every time. Every time they put something else on there, I cry a little bit, and I'm like really excited. There is one thing that I will say. I don't know if any of the Real Time fans are watching. If you are, so I'm really excited that they are covering a few pieces of like New Spring. Which is like the prequel book, I would say. But there is one part that I'm like really hoping for because like they're giving us previews of like Maureen's Maureen's like ascension kind of in a way. But I really liked that whole like trial that they put her through, so I'm really hoping that they'll show that in the show. We'll see how it goes. But
yes. So our other magical being, Mr. Timon Kane, graphic novelist and publisher. What's up?
Hey, how you doing? Sorry, I was wiping my mouth because I just fed a little bit. So I saw a little blood. So sorry about that.
Oh no!
I was hungry. I need a snack.
Look, we're gonna talk about these costumes in a little bit, and then of course, the geek of all trades, Mr. Jermaine. Welcome tonight.
Hola, everyone.
Hey.
Hola, mi amigo.
Welcome.
Timon, nationality, heritage. I just want to ask.
Mine?
Because I feel like it speaks through your work.
It does. So on my mother's side, that's from like Mississippi, Louisiana, Baton Rouge, and from the islands.
Right.
And on my father's side, it's Native American and Black.
Yes, I love it.
So a whole bunch of magical things in there.
Yes, because it's speaking to me, and I just wanted some clarification.
I feel seen.
Yes. All right. So as you can see, we are. Oh, hey, Corin.
Hi.
What's up? Thanks for joining us. We are in our costumes. But before we get into that, I want to make sure that y'all like and subscribe. Follow us on Facebook. Join our Facebook group because we'll definitely interact with you there. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Twitch at Daygamer, on Nelly, because Nelly has a Twitch now. You can find him on my Twitch. It's at Ricky Z. You can find all of us on Instagram in some form or fashion. Multiple platforms for some of us. So follow us, follow the page, follow the show, and keep up with us because like we have lots to share. So make sure you're following us on all the platforms. Oh yeah, but like you can even watch us on Twitter.
Stuff on the Facebook.
Yes, he's always on the group.
I'm really live on Twitter and Instagram.
Yes. I love some Twitter and so a bit of TikTok too. Honestly, TikTok's fun.
TikTok's always
Click clack is always fun.
Oh my God. You'll look up and you've been on there for 3 hours and won't even know why.
And you would have like delved into like at least like 5 different like areas of TikTok and you wouldn't even realize it. And they all relate.
Have you ever got that warning that says, hey, get up and do something? Like go to the bathroom, get something to eat.
Scroll up. Right.
Yes,
right.
Okay, I'm not alone.
Wait, it gives out warnings? TikTok gives out warnings like that?
Yeah, TikTok will literally have their own little TikTok videos saying like, hey, you've been watching these videos for a really long time. You might want to...
For too freaking long.
Nope. You will not control me, TikTok. Okay, I don't care about
You
your
don't run my
algorithm.
life, TikTok.
Right. Thank you.
You don't have control of my body, TikTok. Not today.
You don't have consent to tell me what to do.
That's right.
Hello. That's the word consent. Thank
That's
you.
right.
Consent.
All right. So before we get her to our first commercial, let's talk about the costumes, y'all.
Yes.
Like Halloween was technically
Yeah.
yesterday, but like Halloween was practically like the whole weekend, to be quite honest with you. Anybody else
It's
tired?
been a whole
Oh my
month,
God.
thing, right?
Right. It's really a whole month, but like this
It really
weekend, I am
is.
tired. The thing is though, like I'm a pre-K teacher, so like we have rest time, at least for an hour. I promise you that last 15-20 minutes of rest time, like the lights are out, the room is really cold, the kids are snoring. Like I was ready to fall asleep myself. I was so exhausted today. I was
love
tired.
Oh, that sounds wonderful, though.
You know, if I wouldn't have like gotten in trouble for like, basically neglecting the children because I was asleep, I would have fallen asleep.
You'll be fine. Remember, they were sent to you, so you can ask for that.
That's right.
Oh my
You can
goodness.
ask for that.
Look, so what was everybody's plans this Halloween weekend?
Oh man.
Party.
Lambs.
Okay, well I have no drag queens, many of them a few. So so we go so it's usually like one show, another show. So like it's funny, I'm not performing or anything, but you know, yeah, it feels like that Lady Gaga quote, another show, sleep, eat, another show.
Well, that was like best club,
like. And it was
another
that
club,
and it was like, you know, it was that, and it was like pin, sew, pin, hot glue, paint, this and that. So there's a lot of all of that in there as well. So because I like build everything from like the ground up usually. Although this year I did go a little bit light on what I did actually make. So okay. So what you see, I guess I'll start. So what you see is the final form, I guess. So this was also at one point. I guess we'll see it eventually, but this was at one point this guy. The same robe. So I've repurposed him. Into what was yesterday more of Day of the Dead. So okay, pretend I have skull makeup on, guys. Today's not that day for it. I've been wearing makeup for like every day for like the past 4 days. So no.
My poor niece.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm like cool with it usually, but it's just like, oh god, it's been a lot. And I couldn't get to today. I was like, again, a 5th day of like full face. Like no, that's a lot. So well, I was just trying to, but not enough time. Anyway, so so picture this with more with, you know, Day of the Dead skull, and I was your Virgin Mary for, I suppose, something like that. Also I was so I was also the Scream ghost face killer, and then I was also Michael Jackson Thriller. I did that a couple times, zombie form and then skeleton form, but both of them were fucking killer. Oh man.
They were.
Yeah, it was nice. Yeah.
Yes.
Thriller, Michael Jackson. It was nice.
You didn't see them in Greek?
I love that.
Yeah. Oh, and then I did a crazy clown. I have this whole crazy clown thing that I pull out every once in a while.
Wow.
So do makeup, I get a little creepy in it with it, and I don't know. And the clown costume's like a little too big on me, so it's like a little. So I just look crazy in it. You know what I mean? So like it looks a little oversized, and like I'm like creeping around corners and stuff. Great. Good time. So.
Oh my God.
You gotta keep the spirit alive, you know. You gotta keep the spirit alive.
Keep the spirit alive, indeed.
Right.
Yeah.
So, like, can we see all your looks on Instagram, Julian?
You will be able to see all of my looks on Instagram because I'm actually gonna do like a photo shoot tomorrow, so we'll see how it goes. But yes, they are coming. Yeah, I was like, okay, one more day of actual makeup, and I'm gonna do everything. I'm gonna wear them all and like take real pictures because I was really proud of these looks and I didn't take like proper ones. So
yeah,
I'm gonna do that tomorrow. So yes, you will see them. You will be seeing them very soon. I bet you'll catch them. And I mean, if you want, just skip over to my Instagram anyway, because you'll see my past looks anyhow. So then it'll give you like an indication of. And if this is any help of indication, it'll tell you what the final product is going to look like. So stay tuned for it. It's coming.
Yeah. All right, Jermaine, tell us what's going on.
Well, right now I am a what do you call civilian form of Prince T'Challa.
Yes.
Okay.
Diplomatic form. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I feel like it's putting on all the bodysuit and whatnot. Like that's a lot.
Right. Absolutely.
Also, because my Skeletor got messed up. So
no.
I know.
Oh no. That's so funny. Skeletor.
I was gonna be so topical this year.
I wish.
Finally, I was relevant. People could see me and go, "Oh yeah, I know who that is."
I remember you were Tuxedo Mask one year, right? Like a few years back?
And when I was Tuxedo Mask, everybody was like, "Are you that guy from the X-Men? Are you a magician? Are you Gambit?"
I get
where does Gambit look like Tuxedo Mask?
Thank you.
Not Gambit.
Wait, like Gambit has never worn a tuxedo.
Right,
he's like the only rogue. He would never.
Like he literally wears
you're throwing
a
roses.
trench coat.
I'm like,
what?
No.
Do y'all
then when I was She-Ra, people were like, "Are you Thor?"
Oh,
like,
that's
just go with it. Yeah,
that's a damn shame.
And then I was Prince Adam one year, and nobody knew. Then the other year, I was M'Baku the Man Ape, and it was like right after like Black Panther came out, and like 3 people caught it, but most of the I only wore it to work, and most of the people that were there hadn't seen the movie, so they didn't know the character. So whatever.
That's all right.
It's all right.
We got you here. We got all your fandoms here. Don't worry.
Yeah,
we
right.
appreciate all of them.
Exactly.
Right.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Watch next year. I'm just gonna be BB-8 for some reason.
But that would be so cute. Stop. I would totally feel to do that. That's actually.
And then people will see it and they're like, "Are you Buzz Lightyear?"
No.
I saw a really, really cute Buzz Lightyear. It was that's what it was. It was the little girl was Buzz Lightyear. The dad was the little boy was he was Woody. He was Woody, I think, and then the dad was like Bo, and then the mom was what was the mom? The mom was the 4th character, but they were Toy Story, but it was so cute. Oh my god! Also, the kids' costumes are like amazing.
Aww.
Love it. That's what I love. Like I'm here for like the kids walking around and stuff. I love it because they all get to be like who they want to be.
This pumpkin patch, and I saw this family. The little boy was Ash Ketchum. He was no older than like 6. His little sister was Pikachu, and their parents were Team Rocket, and they had a little stuffed Meowth. And I was like, "This is the best."
Love it.
I'm sorry. I'm just shocked for the whole idea of that family. Just that's too precious, honestly. Like that's family goals.
Yeah,
I know.
That is family goals. Wait, have you guys seen the images of the Buzz Lightyear prequel?
Oh yeah, and he's got a whole revamp. He's got a whole CGI revamp. I'm here for it. Whatever.
I guess so. I just I'm okay with no more Toy Story things. I was okay. I'm okay.
Toy Story's a lot.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
I mean,
it's emotionally a lot.
Yeah.
The last Toy Story movie I saw was when I think he gave his toys to someone else, and I just boo-hooed. And I think he went off to college, maybe, or something like that.
Right.
I don't know. Whatever it was, I boo-hooed. And I was like, "That's a wrap. That's enough."
I think that was the last one, to be honest.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, that's right. It wasn't.
There was one without the 4th one that doesn't have Andy at all.
Oh yeah, because Andy's grown up and moved on.
Oh, he's giving them away at this point, yeah.
Oh yeah, by this point, yes, because he gives them away at the end of the 3rd one.
That's what it is.
Yeah, but
that's the one. That's the one that ruined me.
Yo, that one is like especially that was like the closing of a whole chapter. I think, especially for all of us who were like there at the birth, because Toy Story is more like our generation.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, because when it came out, obviously, you know, it was the height of you know our generation in that way.
Honestly,
so
it was
like in
pretty
the
perfect.
movies and stuff, like Toy Story was big.
Yeah. All right, Timon, costume. Give it to us.
Okay, so I had two different costumes. So I went to this Egyptian theme party, and the tagline was "All of the African gods met in Egypt for a party." And so I went. I had the same eyes in. I went as I said the god of the underworld, but I was more like the high priest. When people came up to me, because I had like this robe, I had on the crown, I had on this cool little amulet. I have pictures of it. I'll send it. I'm looking for the crown, but it was pretty dope. And I was lining people up to sacrifice. Anybody who had on white had to go.
Yes.
And so they just came for it. But it was great. It was open bar, so we had a really good time.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Hello. And then the next place I went to, I changed in the car to this look. I went as a vampire from Lost Boys. I lost my fangs in someone's neck, so I don't know where they are.
Look, I'm just saying the hair is late. The hair is laid.
It is. Listen, y'all have to find
got that silk press.
This hair is,
Right.
this is all me. So, but between that party, I got turned into a vampire, and this is what popped up.
Yes.
And yeah, and then I'm here partying with you guys. And just so you guys know, I can see really well in these contexts, but they do obscure your vision.
Oh, wait.
Like, it's sort of like.
Oh, that's right. They make them kind of. It makes them like
They're like
cat eyes, right? But they're like slits almost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then there's one piece, but
it
does give me something to play with.
So is it like 100% opaque, or is it just like colored? You know what I mean?
Oh, it's just like clothes. They just look, but it feels normal. Once you wear them, it's normal.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. But when you first put it,
I'm sure.
I'm not gonna make it. Yeah, that's it. But yeah, I had a really good time. I actually didn't stay out too late as I normally do on Halloween. I wanted to go trick or treating, but I guess that's not a thing for adults to do anymore. But whatever.
I know, isn't that a shame? I wanted to do. I picked up some Kit Kat bars from a drag show. So I was like, yes, it's good.
But yeah, that's what I did for Halloween. Party, hair flip.
Speaking of Halloween, if you guys haven't figured it out yet, that is the drinking game for tonight. So
I've said that at least 30 times.
Look,
Halloween.
I'm buzzed. I'm buzzed a little bit. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh.
We'll see if I can make it to the night. Okay, y'all.
I'll be back.
Go on.
I'm drinking
go on and get it.
You behind, Jermaine. You behind.
Right? You should have known.
Come on. We got a drink.
Okay, so as you can see, I am dressed as my favorite character from Steven Universe, Garnet.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to dress as Garnet for like the last 3 or 4 Halloweens. So I finally got it. Normally when I try to look at the costumes, most people will want you to make it. And I was like, I ain't got the time or the skills. So I'm gonna just, go on Etsy and call it a night. So essentially I got the top and the bottoms, with the two-toned bottoms and the little top, and it feels like a stretchy yoga suit.
Yeah.
Which is essentially what it is, and it's slightly thin.
But it's 2 pieces though, yeah.
Yeah, it's 2 pieces, but I love it. I could probably wear it forever, because it's so comfortable.
Thanks, Ronnie.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ronnie.
Ronnie Prescott.
Oh my God, share your pictures. Put it on.
Yes. Share your pictures. If you want, join our Facebook group, the Geekin Out crew, and we would love to see everyone's pictures. So my favorite part, and the only thing that anybody really talked about, were the shades, my glasses. No one that I was around knew who or what Garnet or Steven Universe or the Crystal Gems were, so it was very sad for me. I know. The only ones that really cared were my actual children.
Oh.
The only people that care were my actual children. So big ups to
That's
them.
all that
Shout out to my
matters to
children.
us.
Where were you? Where were you? What was the age group, or like I guess the demographic?
Like a very wide age group. Very
Like
large age.
that's strange to me. I'm like, we think at least
No one
Oh my
recognized
God.
it at all. And I'm like, oh, y'all are
I mean,
lame.
literally every place that I went.
To be fair, I never watched it until we got into this.
And you know, I understand. And look, I realize that Brian said leave the wig alone. Quit. Look, that's pure. Like I just got my hair straightened.
Oh, you're very mad about it.
All you want to do is touch it. Bitch.
That's
well, you got turned into a vampire. You may have a nice little lace hair that grows too.
Look, so like that's basically like a fidget for me when I used to get my hair straightened. Like, Fred, just got my hair straightened. Let me just, I'm gonna adjust.
But it feels nice. It just feels nice. It's like, yes.
I'm gonna put it in my hi guys. And just
guys, I miss my hair.
Yes, so like
that's
a fidget for me. But like, I'll post if you guys follow me on Facebook or anywhere else. Like, my daughter, speaking of Tim Burton, was Lydia Dietz from
yes.
Yes, from Beetlejuice.
Yes, she was.
So she was originally supposed to be Amethyst from Steven Universe. We got like the purple body paint, and we got like an extra. So we got like an extra costume from her art teacher at school, just because for dance. So they have costume week, just like an extra costume, and it went over so well. She loved wearing it, and when we put on the purple like body paint for Amethyst, she's like, this is really uncomfortable. I don't want to wear this. And so this is like 10 minutes before we're supposed to leave to go trick-or-treating. She's like, I don't want to wear this.
What?
She's such a diva.
Go take a shower right now.
Look. This is not the first time she's done this to me where
it's only gonna get worse as she gets more like teenager.
I'm so not ready for that.
I can't wait for it. I can't wait.
Look, no, last year during spring pictures, she decided to tell me right as I put the key in the ignition. Oh, I love that. Yeah. That she didn't want to wear the outfit she was wearing for picture day. She wanted to wear a hoodie and some leggings. Can you imagine how heated I was? We were literally sitting in the car.
No, I wouldn't have been mad because we would have still been on the way to the school.
Look, I was like, we're already running behind. You got me changing your clothes. Girl, go on somewhere.
But I'm not asking you to wear like a sundress, but bitch, you can't be out here in a garden. Like, neither can you wear a sweatshirt and leggings.
Look, the picture was cute, so I can't be mad at it, but like, golly, you waited till like we were in the car, about to put the key in the ignition and turn it. Girl, could you have told me 10 minutes ago?
It doesn't matter.
Right.
Look, whatever you have on is going to be it for picture day.
But anyway,
they still do that?
Yeah. They should.
Even
during a pandemic, they still do some picture days.
Yeah.
Take a selfie and send it to us.
Right? How does that work?
If you're virtual, that just might be the thing. But so
I
yes,
love that.
but so like she had on the red wedding dress, and it was, of course, she has like the whole angsty teen thing at 9 years old. It worked perfectly for her. But yes, I loved it. She did. I loved it.
Her costume was legit. I loved it. You got to post.
Yeah, it was.
Honestly,
shout out
on the group thing. Okay, maybe.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I put in a group chat like shout out to my colleague, the art teacher, Miss Batts. So for letting her wear it. So shout out to her. Okay. So that's our first half. Like we talking about our costumes. So we're about to get into Tim Burton in a little bit. So if you can see in my background,
we love it.
Beetlejuice.
Oh my god, I saw such a nice
Beetlejuice.
Like fan art because it's the Halloween season. So it's like Halloween art and things, but there was a really nice Beetlejuice one. So I was just like, oh.
So my background is actually from the musical. So if you go to the Beetlejuice the musical website, like they have like these backgrounds for Zoom that you can download, and like there's one with like it is like so there's like two with the actual like set of the show, this one, and then like one with like the black and white swirl. That's really cool.
I like that.
yeah, so like I was really excited. So like when it was my time, I was like, yes, this is what we're doing. I want this. So yes. So before we get into our main topic, we're going to go into a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
What contributes to mental health, or what causes mental health?
Spouses. People who lie on you because they accuse you of trying to take their man.
Whoa. Okay, that was real specific. Criteria.
That was personal.
Okay. Yes. That was very quick. Yes. Look at you, steadily fixing your hair, steadily fixing the hair.
I'm one of those. I'm so sorry.
Don't give her no new hair, no hair days.
No new.
Next week is gonna be blonde. Don't worry about it. Wait till it's blonde.
She comes back from the salon and it's done in an hour.
You're gonna be sick of it.
I love it. I love it. All right, so that commercial is for a Ricky Z social media production, No Clue, which airs on Tuesdays at 7:15. So our last episode of season 2 is tomorrow, but you can catch No Clue on YouTube. We also have a Facebook group and a Facebook page. Working on getting the podcast like updated on Anchor, so we can get that going as well. And then we'll be back in like 2 more weeks with a brand new season. So if you haven't already checked out No Clue, the podcast, check it out. Thank you. All right. So Tim Burton, the guy that basically has a whole style of his own, American film director from California. So like quick thing, like he got his big start in Disney, which I can see why he still has a good bit of money. Yeah, he got his big start with Disney. He did a lot of like storyboards for I think Fox and the Hound and the Black Cauldron.
I love Fox and the Hound. Shut up.
So keep in mind, I don't think any of his stuff actually made it to the films, but he did work on those things. So eventually, I think he like right up until when was it? He would do a lot of like short films like Frankenweenie, a lot of low budget things that did really well, which is why he was able to get into some of the bigger things that we know from him now.
Yeah.
So, that's a quick little bio on this guy.
We love him now.
Yeah, we love his work.
My childhood, Timothy.
Yes. This is Timothy Walton Burton. Yes. So we love his work. There's a little controversy around him and his work, but we can get into that. Yeah, there is as far as like diversity is concerned.
Tim Burton has this.
It was the 90s.
But even now. Jermaine, you about to say something?
He's frozen.
Oh no!
I'll give it.
Unless he's doing a nice senior portrait look.
Ooh.
Oh, I was gonna say he has this.
He has this
interesting.
I agree. Yeah, for sure.
Unique mix of like childish whimsy with like macabre horror. Like
yes,
he loves doing child things, like child stories, children's stories.
Right.
But it's like always got this like dirty, nasty horror twist to it.
They're always
not
dark.
Dirty nasty.
Not very nasty, but dark. It's always it always has like a dark like hue on it. But I think that's kind of good in a way because
I love that.
Yeah, because you know what I mean? Because he's making whimsical stories that are targeted essentially for. Oh no, obviously, but yeah, it's great. Well, I'm just saying it's a great thing, I think, because it's like he makes whimsical stories targeted for kids, but it has like that dark feel to it. So it kind of just gives them, you know what I mean? It's not always just like butterflies and rainbows. Like that's not the way the world is. Like, okay, here's a little bit of darkness, just because it's like things that you'll encounter, but here's a safe space to encounter them, I suppose. So
Right. And so when I say like he has his own style of his own, like Burton-esque type of style, like there's a way that you can just clearly tell Tim Burton had something to do with this.
Mm-hmm.
You can't necessarily, you might not always be able to say like, oh yeah, this is his film, but like no, Tim Burton had a hand in this. You can kind of tell, with a lot of his work, and like not even just like the way it looks, but like even the way it sounds, because he uses the same composer for just about everything. I think the last name is Elfman, Thomas Elfman, and so like
Danny
it's just
Elfman.
Danny Elfman, like the music for Beetlejuice, the horns in Beetlejuice.
Like Tim Burton has his favorite people that he uses in everything. Danny Elfman,
Johnny Depp,
dude that everybody loves, and Helena Bonham Carter.
Yeah,
I love Helena Bonham Carter.
Yeah, and they always bring like certain qualities that really coin his style, I guess.
Oh, my friend's gonna slay me for forgetting his name.
Johnny Depp, for real?
Johnny Depp.
I said that. I said Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
Yes, we know. Elizabeth, we know.
We know.
Yes, but so, and I think that I think something that gets a little played out though, at least with Johnny Depp. Like, it's cool, you know. Johnny Depp's got a job. He will always have a job with Tim Burton for the most part.
Yes, he should. I love Johnny Depp.
He does well in Tim Burton's films, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
he does.
you can't. He like shines in all of them, so it's like, oh damn it. I guess they just vibe really well, you know. Tim Burton's obviously kind of like he's an odd apple, I'd say, in his own way, and we all know Johnny Depp is. So I feel like that's probably why they make like my you know.
I think all of his favorites have like this little quirkiness to them. Like even
exactly, they're just like, they kind of all run together because they belong together in a way.
Michael Keaton too.
And I think with all the favorites, they're kind of chameleons. Like they're very able to like change into these very different types of characters very well.
Yeah.
And
Johnny Depp is he's so versatile.
The man is a shapeshifter.
From that Harry Potter spinoff to anything else. He plays crazy, sane, maybe not sane, but crazy, a murderer.
Right, just
a villain.
mysterious.
He's really good at the dark stuff.
Yeah.
And The Boy Next Door, Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, so so we're talking about the style, and we know that it's for the most part very dark and gothic like. One of his major influences is Roald Dahl and Dr. Seuss, strangely enough. So you get like that kid like style. Yes, but like if you think about it, like you can kind of see it with the Dr. Seuss.
I see it, yeah, for sure.
Oh, thank you, Ronnie. Yes, James and the Giant Peach. Yes.
Coraline.
Yes,
I was surprised he just wasn't in it.
Right, so like that's that whole like style that's completely him. Like the fact that Coraline is fairly similar with the stop motion.
Yeah.
And like come to find out, like he had nothing to do with that at all.
Yeah.
That's so crazy to me.
And it's not even like that stop motion.
Coraline feels like it was right in his little wheelhouse.
Right, like that was definitely Burton-esque.
Yeah. Because it's not just even like. I was gonna say because it's even like the model of the characters is very Burton, you know, and it's you kind of like even Jack and his art style. You're like, it was a lot.
Right.
Like one of his most famous, I think, animated is Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah.
Is that right? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
That really just cemented like his style in, just overall for people to look at it. If you can look at that and see that somewhere else, Tim Burton influenced it.
Yeah.
So
which
funny
is
fact.
Also awesome. Sorry.
So funny fact that yes, that's a Tim Burton film, but he didn't have as much influence over that. The writers were. It was like a thing.
All right. Am I the only one hearing this crazy right now?
No, it's not just you. I hear it too.
Okay, this is going a
Ricky,
little.
you're frozen, Jermaine.
That one gig is out here acting up again.
And everybody is off of their cell phones, off their tablets, cut off the TVs, unplug the smart devices.
Put your kids outside for the next
outside, give them a
minutes.
stick to play with.
Look,
I'm not even a rock.
I'm not even on my home internet. I'm on my freaking phone hotspot. That's what makes me sad. Like the fact that I'm able to make it this long was because I'm on the hotspot and not on the main internet. Ain't that a bitch? That's a bitch.
You need to call them.
Ronnie, you know what is happening? Net neutrality is happening. Everyone's, you know what I mean? Unless you pay premium, your internet's gonna suck.
Net neutrality.
I am freaking paying premium. What the hell?
What do you mean? You know what I mean? The high tier premium, we're all gonna start feeling the pain. Is all I'm saying.
My God. What's
Can
happening?
I ask a personal question?
Yeah.
How much is your internet bill?
I have to look at it because I just upgraded. I haven't looked at it since because it's been just auto pay.
Period. Mine is $186.
Mine's $190
for Wi-Fi only, but I have like really high because I have like 10 devices.
Yeah.
On my own by myself. So
yeah.
So that's normal.
Look, so mine's probably like not that far from being there because I also got like the Eero Wi-Fi is like the one that the home base that kind of helps spread the Wi-Fi out throughout the apartment. Mm-hmm. And yeah, because between me and the kids, it's like we're all streaming something all the time.
Yeah.
Taman, we can't hear you.
Sir.
No, he's not muted. So, no, he is muted. You gotta unmute yourself, sir. Oh, your mic isn't connected. Oh no, like we are having a time, y'all.
Ooh, it has been disconnected. Well,
it's from him playing with his hair.
That's why it's all that hair, all that whipping that hair back and forth.
Don't care me. You playing with your hair and your phone, your mic got disconnected.
Yeah. It's all right. So we'll circle back to it, yeah?
Nope.
Not yet. Keep working on that.
Come on back. Come on back when you're ready. And you come on back when you put your hair in a ponytail.
It's because we're being haunted.
He does here.
It's Halloween. Nope. You better put your device. You put your weapons away, okay?
Ooh.
We can't hear you. Can't hear you.
So yes, also Tim Burton did all these movies that I didn't know that he did. Like that.
He's cursing at me. See, look. All right. Okay. So Simon's gonna get his mic fixed. Okay, but we're gonna get into favorite Tim Burton film. Y'all ready?
A favorite.
Your favorite. Yeah, and if y'all are watching, put yours in the comments.
Yes.
Tell us your thoughts in the comments. So Julian, you want to go first?
Okay, so a favorite is probably that's a hard one because I want to say that I do absolutely love like Beetlejuice, but like I adore fucking Batman and like which is I was not expecting, like I knew that Tim Burton directed that, I suppose, but I forget that Tim Burton directed that, you know what I mean? Because even though it's very much in his style and the whole nine, I love that movie, but it's just, when I think Tim Burton, I actually think more like the animated ones, I guess. That's why. Mm-hmm. So that's why I'm just like, oh, but but which one? It's so hard because I like all of these, you know what I mean? I like some of the kid ones too that are really awesome. Like Nick and Winnie's awesome.
Watch your mouth, Javon.
Can you hear me?
Yes, he's back.
I can't hear you guys.
Damn.
Ooh. Sad days. We're gonna pray and hope.
Oh no. So okay.
Okay, so I guess from childhood, it's probably Nightmare Before Christmas, but now as an adult, it's gotta be Batman. I have to give him Batman. Mm-hmm. Just because Batman was like very defining for me. It was like I loved Batman in so many ways. It sparked so many things for me at that time and that age. So I feel like that one I have to go with. Even though Nightmare Before Christmas, like as a kid, was was, you know, a joy as a kid, but like as an adult more, I'm just like, okay, you know, the things that connected with me on a deeper level, it was probably a little bit more Batman, just because, you know, the campiness, the comic book brought to life, you know, Michelle fucking Pfeiffer, as if we haven't talked about her already.
Right.
Yeah, that's enough. That's all I really need to say about that. Like,
thank you.
You stole mine.
Oh no.
Oh, did I? Oh. It's okay, but there's whatever. There's so many. There's so many. I mean, and there's so many reasons too. So you can. I mean, you know. I'm sorry.
Oh, there's so many. Okay.
No, but you can love the same one. Let's hear why. I'd love to know why. I do love it.
Hey, Timon. Can you hear? No? So I think we can hear you. All right, Jermaine. What about you? Jermaine?
Well, if I'm not going with Batman Returns, which it really is, it's Batman Returns, not just Batman.
Aye, but it's the only one that mattered. It's like the first one. All the other ones were like.
Batman has the Joker. Batman Returns has Catwoman
and Penguin
and the Penguin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes.
So like.
Oh, you know what?
No. We're just agreeing with you. Go on. Mm-hmm. Uh-oh, I think there's a lag.
Okay, thank God. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, if not, favorite Tim Burton film is between The Nightmare Before Christmas and Beetlejuice. I think I'm leaning more towards The Nightmare Before Christmas, only because those songs repeatedly just pop into my head.
Uh-oh. Lord of mercy.
Like, This Is Halloween gets me pumped on the freeway. Like... Am I lagging? Can you?
Yes.
Terribly.
Yes.
Terribly.
Yes, you are.
So my favorite Tim Burton film is between Edward Scissorhands and Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice growing up, me and my brother.
Hold on while I fix it.
Okay. So me and Beetlejuice have a really close relationship. I had like the toys, and my brother used to watch it with me. And he used to talk just like Beetlejuice. Anytime I said the name, he would start talking like Beetlejuice. As a kid growing up,
That's
he was so good to me.
I love
This is the same one from last week who gave me the Star Wars sheets. So he would talk like Beetlejuice. Yeah, and I had this huge thing about Daryl O'Hannah. I loved her character. Oh no, it was Delia. Delia, you're a flake. You've always been a flake. And I love how they treated Delia in that movie. And with that song, Daylight Come Back, I love that song.
Yes.
To this day, if it comes on, I'm dancing to it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Edward Scissorhands. I mean, who doesn't love a good hairstyle? Obviously. But, and then, I definitely love Winona Ryder. And who was her mother in that movie? I can't remember.
Oh my God, what's her name?
1 second.
Catherine O'Hara.
Was it?
Are we talking about Beetlejuice? Sorry,
no.
Edward Scissorhands.
It's a scissor.
Oh,
yeah.
sorry. Oh, I don't
It was Diane West. Diane West from Lost Boys. Wow. From Lost Boys. Diane West. Johnny Depp was in that too, of course. Oh, and Kathy Barker. Oh, I forgot Anthony Michael Hall was in that. I need to add it to my list to watch tonight.
Ooh, so I watched that like early in October.
Edward Scissorhands?
Oh yeah.
I love it.
Okay, so I would have to say, so I would normally say Beetlejuice because I loved the movie as a kid, and like looking back at it, and like the first time I showed it to my kid, I realized it was not kid appropriate. My bad. But we both loved it anyway, regardless. But I also loved the cartoon that came after it.
Oh yes.
The
I used
cartoon was solid.
I used to love the cartoon. But
Thank you for saying that.
I would have to say James and the Giant Peach.
Someone did bring that up before, and I was like, "Oh, that's right."
Yes,
Yeah, I
James
think
and
Ronnie
like
did.
Ronnie brought that up, and I'm like, oh my gosh, no, because I remember reading that book as a kid, and Roald Dahl was one of his influences. Like I loved that book, but I also loved that movie. I love the stop motion. I love the his take on the story. Like I love that movie so much. That if any movie of his that gives me the warm and fuzzies, it's it's that. Oh, Ronnie, I'm sorry.
Oh,
I
Ronnie,
know.
sorry. We'll talk to management about that.
Look, I guess y'all gonna talk to
Okay,
me
it's
then.
fixed. It's fixed.
Okay,
That was
good.
a quick call.
Okay, good. Woohoo.
That was
But
a,
yeah,
that's a
Remember
good
that
one though. James
Beetlejuice
and the
TV
Giant
show
Peach.
where like it was a roller coaster for the thing entering? Oh my gosh, if I could
Yes.
find it somewhere.
Disney Plus.
Beetlejuice is on Disney Plus?
Oh no. Beetlejuice is on no, because we bought Beetlejuice off of Amazon Prime like years ago. And to be quite honest with you, like I did not get into Nightmare Before Christmas until my adulthood. Like I did not I remember like maybe watching it as a little kid and not honestly being scared of it. I'm not quite sure why, looking back at it now, but like I was completely scared, so I never watched it.
Mhm.
And then I think I watched it when my daughter was like maybe 2 or 3, and then I think it was probably around like Halloween time, and we watched it like every day for a good couple of months, every day. A few times a week we were watching Nightmare Before Christmas, and so like with the music was great and it stuck to me. But like, and I think that's when I realized like how much of my childhood revolves around Tim Burton.
Oh.
Between Beetlejuice and James and the Giant Peach, and like I love the first 2 Batman movies. I love the campiness.
Yes.
I love those campiness.
Yeah, for
Batman Returns is my favorite.
Right, like I love those things.
Yeah, a lot of actual like random ones too, like 9. I don't know if you guys remember 9. That one was Tim Burton. That one was good too. I mean, I think that one's maybe a little more recent though. Maybe less technical. Maybe more in my teen years, I feel like that one came out. How old am I? What is time anymore? Were we talking about that the last time? 30 years ago?
Time is a wheel.
1970s.
Time is a wheel.
Yes, it sure is. It sure is. And I don't know where on that wheel I'm at, but okay, so 9 is also good. That one's like kind of dark kidsy.
Ronnie, like it's never too late to watch it. It's still on Disney Plus. And technically, like depending on who you talk to, Nightmare Before Christmas is not a Halloween movie. Some of it consider a Christmas movie.
Nightmare Before Christmas is a October to December movie because it deals with both holidays, and it's super good for both of them. So
it has really good longevity for the year.
Yeah.
Poor Thanksgiving gets no movies.
No, Thanksgiving gets no love ever.
So therefore, it gets Nightmare Before Christmas.
Don't tell me.
It does. And one of those.
It was the Nightmare Before Christmas.
What was that?
One of those. It's not important. I was like one of those comedy vacation movies. I can't think of a full name. So how do we feel about Beetlejuice and their sequel that they've been working on forever?
The one that we never happened.
Right.
The Beetlejuice sequel, Beetlejuice 2, will probably come out at the same time as Hocus Pocus 2. So, I don't think it's ever gonna happen.
So never, you say.
Right.
They say it's gonna happen.
I mean, it may.
I just want to see Lydia all grown up.
Okay, all right. So it's.
I mean, by now Lydia is more than grown up.
Winona still looks good.
She does.
I mean, I would totally say it, honestly, because Catherine O'Hara as well. I love that woman. So I mean,
What's Gina Davis been doing lately?
Oh, I
Mm.
think I saw her
Okay.
recently. Oh, the last
Gina
thing I
Davis
saw
wouldn't
her
be in the
in-
new one. Gina Davis
Well,
and
I'm
Alec Baldwin would
Right.
not be in
They couldn't be in it.
the new one because they finally moved on. Their
Right,
ghosts
right,
moved on. That's the whole thing.
right,
Yeah.
Did they move on? Because they were helping her out on math tests and stuff.
I know, this is a shame because
I
honestly,
think at some
they
point,
shine.
I think probably
Remember.
when she, probably by the time that Lydia was like an adult, they probably were like, we raised a child, so it's time
You
for
can
them to
go
move
now.
on. That was their
So I
unfinished
have a
business of
question.
raising her.
If there was a Beetlejuice sequel movie, would you want it to also come with some of the characters from the cartoon? Would you want to see a live action version of Jacques and Ginger the tap dancing spider and the monster across the street?
You know,
No.
no.
Maybe
He's
in
like,
some
I
fashion,
know.
maybe in some form, how they did the characters from Beauty and the Beast, the live action one, how they were there, but they're not really actually characters, but it's a nod to those characters. I'll take that.
You know, I think where can we watch the animated one? Like, I haven't seen it.
I just watched the intro.
The
on
only
YouTube.
place you can get it right now is, I think, on HBO Max. And if not on HBO Max, then you can buy the whole series at Walmart for $25
Shut the
on
front
DVD.
door.
Oh wow.
Oh my god. Okay, so now I'm gonna look. I gotta look. I'm gonna mess up my hotspot because I'm gonna try to look for this darn cartoon. Thank you guys. Okay.
She said $25 the whole thing. What?
Right.
Wait, it's free on HBO Max.
If it's on HBO Max, but I'm gonna find it. Look, see my internet's already messing up now because I'm trying to look for it.
Oh,
See, look.
Oh, no.
Damn. You done
Oh,
messed
that's
me up.
exciting. Honestly, because the cartoon was awesome though. But I think that would be cool if they did maybe a nod to like some of the bigger cartoon characters.
Yeah.
You know? Only because like I remember like avidly watching it, but I can't remember like a lot of those characters.
You know, it's weird because like I think with the cartoon, it's part of that like that Fox cartoon nostalgia that that I have, or that you know, when Fox used to really actually have like a time set for children's television. So between like, you know, X-Men, Spider-Man,
my favorite time of the day, yeah.
Right. Beetlejuice, and then eventually like Power Rangers and all that stuff. Like, I wonder if it's like my memory of the cartoon is connected to that time where channels like those early those basic
where the broadcast channels had cartoons.
Yeah, the broadcast channels had like time specific for children's television.
Yeah.
Which they don't anymore.
Every day between 2 and 4.
Right.
Wait, okay, but do they still do like that weekend thing where like, you know, early morning weekends it was just like
the only channel that still has cartoons on the weekends is ABC. ABC does cartoons early in the morning, and NBC has like some junk come on, like some educational sports shows at like 6 in the morning.
Right. But at this point, I guess it's not anymore because we all got Netflix.
Where Saturday morning was the go-to place.
Yeah,
and everybody was fighting for our attention.
Right. Stop. Everybody had a Saturday morning lineup of some sort, you know.
Because Fox had their shit, ABC had one Saturday morning.
BTN had one.
Yeah, like that was prime. That was a prime time for kids.
NBC had one. Back when like CBS had one. CBS came swinging sometimes.
With what?
What did they have?
CBS had the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They had Wildcats. They had Skeleton Warriors. They had Dink the Little Dinosaur.
They had one of them actually have like the Disney shows back in the day? Weren't all the Disney shows on one of the channels? And then before Disney Channel,
they came on ABC.
ABC.
That's what they were on ABC back in the day.
So Wildcats was one of my favorite shows. I love Wildcats.
And then when all those shows were over by like noon, you crawl your ass over to Nickelodeon for the rest of the day.
right?
I was watching grown shit.
No. See, when the cartoons ended at like 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock was when you knew that the cartoons were going to stop ending, because either like the New Kids on the Block cartoon came on and that was boring, or like California Dreams came on, or Saved by the Bell, whatever channel you were watching.
Look, I stay for Saved by the Bell. Don't play me.
Degrassi or something.
I didn't watch Degrassi. I've never.
That was like if you had to have like you had to like PBS for that.
Those like those preteen drama shows, and you're like, oh no, I'm out, and then you go outside and play. Like,
yeah.
No, you watch Wild and Crazy Kids on Nickelodeon, right?
Yes. When
Oh no,
Are You Afraid of the Dark? When Are You Afraid of the Dark came on?
Saturday nights.
Oh
yeah.
See, booked and busy.
You have to get through like all the episodes of like Ren and Stimpy though, just to get to it.
Oh, bitch! I know you said
Wait,
that.
what show came on Saturday night? What?
Are You Afraid of the Dark? But like you had to get through like all that. Or no, Roundhouse. Roundhouse came on later too.
You have to go through Roundhouse, all that. Hey, dude, and Salute Your Shorts.
Yeah,
I didn't watch any of that shit.
Look, we're like on a completely different topic.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
I love that show.
Wasn't that a movie? Wasn't that off of a movie?
Anawana will hold you in our hearts, and when we think about you, it makes us wanna.
Yes.
I love that show.
Okay, that's another topic. Saturday mornings or Saturday cartoons.
Oh my god.
Oh, that is a great topic.
Coming soon, everyone.
Yeah, Saturday television. Yes, that's gonna be a talk about it on Amazon. All right, so we talked about our favorite Tim Burton films. Okay, so yes, definitely loved James the Giant Peach. What about any of his new, like more recent stuff?
Okay, I was gonna say I didn't know that because I just saw the other day Big Eyes. And that's like based on a true story, and it's about an artist who her style of art was like, you know, the very big doll like eyes, so they were kind of like creepy, I guess, for some people. But then, you know, it depends on how you want to look at it. Whatever, it's art. So, but the whole thing is that like the twist is somebody kind of takes advantage of her as an artist in real life. But you know, they you know, it's more dramatized and stuff like that. So I didn't know that was all him, but it makes sense now. And then also it makes sense where his style has come from when you kind of get into this artist, because it's clear, like, you know, if you're producing you know, over this a movie over this kind of obscure artist that's like in the corner, it's probably someone who's influenced your own art, and it's clear, especially like when you like actually watch it and like see what her art actually looks like and things, then it's like, okay, this is probably some influence on how he's designed his own characters and how his own style has come about. So it was really good though. But that was like, and also it was like in 2014 maybe, or something like that. It was like years ago, and I was like, bitch, what? And I'm just seeing this movie now.
There's like, but there's a lot of things. Well, like I'll ask that question later about like some of his more obscure.
Yeah.
And it's kind of hard to say like anything Tim Burton is obscure, but like he does have ones where you're just like, oh yeah, that came out. Like I didn't realize that was him.
Yeah.
But now that I know, it totally makes sense.
Yeah. It's like one of those, because it's the same thing as the Burton-esque, you know, style that he's really created for himself. So it's like,
so I had no clue he did Miss Pettigrew's Peculiar and Miss Peculiar Children.
So I just finished watching it.
Oh, he did that?
And Dark Shadows. I love both of those movies.
Yeah. Dark Shadows is so good as far as like new ones go.
Hollow?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Yes.
Actually, no, he did Planet of the Apes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's done so many good ones, which is like,
yeah, he's dope.
But there's so many things like you didn't know that he had his hand in. Like, he has such a large body of work that like
it's so well acclaimed too, you know. And that's the thing, you don't realize that it's him, but then when you watch it, you're like, oh, but that's
it's him.
That is him though. Like all that darkness that's in there and all this or that, you're like, okay, that's actually very Tim Burton now that you know that he's behind it.
Right. All right. So before
But
we get into like
then-
talking about like the obscure things, we gotta talk about some of the things that are like meh, and that would be the issue of diversity in some of his films. So, you know, I wish
mean,
I wish I would have pulled up the quote exactly. So like his deal is like he grew up in the time of blaxploitation. So like that's like the 70s, like clearly like these are black films, but like this is basically exploiting black culture. The reason why for these films, and so he doesn't. So his quote revolves around like not having diversity for diversity's sake, basically because people of color are not really part of his aesthetic for his films.
no, the
I
undead
get
is
it.
part of his aesthetic. Like,
And undead can be any color. So technically, everyone is
yeah,
their aesthetic.
But think back. So think back to some of his films, like where he like. Do you remember seeing many people of color throughout his films? At least particularly like his
why are you
major
doing
ones.
this to me?
I'm sorry.
I feel like there aren't
But
any,
isn't
to be
it, like-
honest. There usually
like,
aren't.
like,
Hey,
that's the
Billy
thing,
D.
though, like-
Williams was in Batman.
Yeah.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And what role did he play? What part
played
did he play in that movie?
Harvey
Yeah,
Dent,
he-
right? Wasn't he Harvey
He
Dent?
was Harvey Dent.
Yeah. They just
Who is, and
Yeah,
then Harvey Dent is
and then Tommy
They
Lee
did
Jones
simple-
replaced him as Harvey Dent in like Batman Forever.
Right.
That's right. I forgot he got replaced.
So like they didn't
And to
have
be
Harvey Dent
fair-
as Two-Face.
They also
He
made
participated
him
in-
the villain, though. When's the last time you also saw him? He was in Peregrine's School for whatever the hell it is, Odd Kids.
Children.
Peculiar Children, that one. The orphanage, that one. But anyway, so, Samuel L. Jackson playing the villain.
Okay, wait a minute. He participated in Catwoman with Holly Berry,
Huh.
and he.
And we all know how that one went.
First of all, where did he participate in that? Because that was
he
not
was,
his.
He was gonna be the director of it, but he backed out.
Going to be.
And then only thing that online says that he has a participation award for Catwoman, but he also was an alien on the TV monitors in Men in Black. So like it's just like, and Men in Black has Will Smith. He's black. That's enough. He's black.
Ooh, you stretching. You stretch. You got the. You got the.
I hope
Baby,
you feel
do
good
yoga
after
with
that
the-
reach.
the reach. Look. That reach. But I'm because I am have been drinking my Halloween juice.
But to say that they don't fit your aesthetic, that's like that.
I think
it's
that's
clear-
the thing.
You know what I mean? You're trying to make excuses, and instead just say, it never really occurred to me. Maybe I should just do it. Maybe I can try
But
it.
if that's the case, though, like you based off of the whole like the idea of not doing it for diversity's sake, you can't say that it didn't occur to me. It's more of an active, like I'm avoiding this.
That's what I'm saying. So that's why it's like you can't go away with that. 'Cause you're saying that deliberately you won't do them because they don't fit your aesthetic.
And this is not to take away from his work because it's that body of work is great. Like you can't deny but we can have the conversation. We can still use critical thinking.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. I guess I don't know. I just don't. When you build stories that involve a whole world,
in that
whole
case,
town,
if it doesn't occur to him and he's just like doing it, but he's not like actively going, "Oh, I don't want black people here." It's just like cast. I want it to look like this and that, that, and he just leaves black people or Latino people and basically everybody else is like out.
Shit.
They do.
We died.
And I'm sure we could think of some interesting subjects you could tackle, Tim Burton, where black people died. If you turn on the news, you have a whole bunch of inspiration.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
But also,
So
but then
leave
like
them out,
yeah.
but not really on purpose, but also on purpose.
And
So you call him out on it,
Mhm.
and he's like, I don't want to do diversity just for diversity's sake, but at the same time, like,
I
he
agree
doesn't
with
want to do forced diversity, I guess. I don't know.
But that's not forcing it. No, that's just, it's a cop out. It's a cop out. That's my only problem with that. Is like
I don't know. I'm going to
it.
play devil's advocate because I have an issue in films and television specifically about diversity and inclusion just as a thing, just for the sake of those things.
Mm-hmm.
Every character on a TV show doesn't have to be a lesbian or gay, or everything doesn't have to be so political and feel like some type of agenda. I despise that. If it makes sense, of course, make it make sense. But everything, that's what I think he means. At least that's what I mean when I say inclusion or diversity just for the sake of that. However, what changed my opinion slightly was when I saw Lovecraft Country and how they addressed almost in each episode a different genre of the horror spectrum and even some of action. I was like, Black people wouldn't be caught in that situation. Well, guess what? In this fictional world, they are, and this is how they react. And it was real. So Tim Burton, you can do the same thing. You can create these stories where people of color are represented in an authentic way and how would be in that situation. Would Delia or Dee Dee be in that house playing with ghosts? Maybe not.
Mm-hmm.
But it may be a different subject with her and Beetlejuice. But you can try.
So my thing is though.
Too.
So my thing is though,
you
like,
were
Delia.
Lydia, if you were Lydia, you would play with ghosts.
Oh, for sure.
You would.
Yeah,
you would.
Yes. Hanging out. Talking about Beetlejuice.
So my thing is though, like, so maybe then we're talking about like giving more creators of different experiences the opportunity to share their story, because so when you think of it in terms of like Jordan Peele, because he said not necessarily something similar, but if taken in the wrong context, you would think that where like where he's like, I have an opportunity to have films with majority people of color. I'm going to do. He's going to take that opportunity to do that because of the situation where like there's not that many roles for people of color, particularly Black people, and why would I not write from that experience? So yes, I get what he's saying, what Tim Burton is saying, because maybe that's not his experience of or having those different types of stories and point of view, and that's understandable. But regardless of the vibe, the gothic Burton-esque look of the film, is your view really any different than the majority of the views that we already see in film?
It's about people.
Right. Is it any different than most of the films where they're created by white men?
Right.
Is it really that much different other than the fact that like it's dark and gothic?
It's not different at all, actually.
So like we need to talk about having other perspectives, like, and not even just that, like just like promoting other perspectives and other personalities and other stories, and not just, if you don't want to do it for diversity's sake, okay, then you need to make sure that you get somebody else that has these experiences on the payroll.
That part.
Right.
Or on behind the scenes, or writing the script, or something, so those stories can be authentically told.
I think you really hit on something. It's about bringing more Black and brown people into those spaces, into those rooms, so they can actually develop the content. And I know we want to hold, people like Tim Burton, even Ryan Murphy, who I absolutely love, but his talent is the same. You may have a few tokens, and I hate to use that word, but like you may have that. But if you bring more people into those spaces, we don't have to worry about what Tim and all those people are doing. Let's support this person, Peel, Ava. Let's support all these other people trying to put Black and brown people in the forefront. Because like I was saying, Lovecraft gave us a great example of we can play any type of role in any genre, period. And it was believable.
And like, so I'm glad you brought up like Ryan Murphy, because like with Ryan Murphy and Pose, we know that Pose has people of color behind the scenes. Right. We know for a fact.
You have no choice with that subject matter, though.
Right, you have no choice, but like we know they're practically the face of the franchise that is Pose. So like you cannot deny, yes, it's a Ryan Murphy production, but like that's not the most important thing about it.
It's not.
Yeah.
But like we don't have many of those.
really the big defining factor here is just like his willfulness to not do it for the sake, and like I get it, for the sake, not doing it for the sake of just pushing like diversity, but no one's saying you're really pushing diversity. You're like, maybe your main characters don't have to be centered, you know, it might not have to, your main characters might not have to be diverse because you don't know how to write their experiences. Okay, that makes sense. But to say that these characters never encounter, like in any of your worlds, in any of their settings, there's never, like, you know, people of color, that just makes no sense to me.
But,
like frequently you're in a whole town and you know, a whole town of made up characters, and not a single one of them is a person of color. That just makes no sense to me.
Like you're Tim Burton, but you can't find anybody story that you're willing to back that's a person of color. Like there's no one story that you find, like
no person of color has ever presented anything to you.
Right.
Lies in deceit, as if people of color aren't influenced by your art and
like you don't have to write it.
You've created. Exactly.
Like you don't even have to write it, but like just the backing would give someone the opportunity.
I mean, or find talent and nurture that talent, or bring them onto your writing team. It can still say Tim Burton, but the writer can be Simone Kane or anybody else who writes this type. You know, I'm just saying, who writes that type of material.
I'm just saying
do that. But instead, you know, I even think about, and I hate to even say this, you know, publicly, but Scream, Woodsboro, Wes Craven. I rewatched it, of course. There's one person of color and they're Asian in the movie, and they have their background character. To your point, Julian, where in the world is there no one of color? No one in this whole place.
Very few places now, you know. Maybe
exactly,
then, but maybe in your early, that's what I'm saying, like maybe in your early years you can kind of get away with maybe some of these things, but like 2020, you're still producing in 2020. Sorry, exactly. 2021. Sorry, well, God, what you're reading. 2021.
But even then, though, like at least by 2010, you gotta have something. If you're based something in 2010, like you gotta have more diverse by this point.
All these years, and you've been getting by without casting a single person of color, even like as a fucking like an extra. No, that makes no sense. It's funny even as we say that, because I just saw Miss Peregrine's School for Peculiar Children, whatever it is. And anyway, so there's one scene where it's much more recent, like 2016 it's supposed to be, and I'm pretty sure in that scene even, there was no people of color. Like now that like we're talking about it, I'm like, okay, what was there anybody of color in that scene? It's like a whole fair. It's a fucking fair on a pier in like New York or some shit like that. Maybe not New York, but like, it's like
a major city.
I feel like it's a metropolitan city, but it's like a pier.
The brown folks.
It's like it's a fair. There's a Ferris wheel and things like, and all these people coming together, and there's no people of color there.
Right. You in a city? You in the urban area?
Wherever this place is, this cannot be.
Yes.
Right, like you in an urban area, you ain't got no brown folks. What?
Yeah.
Okay, friends.
See, I never even noticed any of that because I was never looking for any of that.
I know, it's weird. You don't see it until afterwards, but like, and honestly, and that's the thing. I don't mind if it's like it's absent-minded. Yeah, it's just not something that you're envisioning when you're putting it together. I can kind of get that, but when it's brought to your attention, and then you want to just say that no, I'm not going to do it because it's not my aesthetic. That now you're being too much, because art makes everything. Art can include anything and everything. So,
but even outside of it just being art, if you take a sample of the demographic, if you just pull up a handful of Caucasian people, then that's incorrect.
Exactly. Sorry.
I don't even believe they're the majority.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna start winding things down because it's almost been an hour and a half. Okay, so I guess I want to say the most obscure, but like, you know, some of these movies that I still like from him are not that obscure at all. Thoughts on Willy Wonka, the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, number one.
Oh, I forgot about that movie.
Okay, the new installment I didn't hate, but I didn't need it either.
Right.
The original I didn't like because of like just some of the characters. I guess it was very like, I don't know. Had a very
well. The one with Gene Wilder seems more iconic than the one with Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp, like that one the whole movie just seems forced. Like it feels for
Agreed.
That was also during the time, because we've talked about this before with the Wizard of Oz. What was it called? The newer one with
Really?
James Franco.
No.
Mila Kunis.
Yes.
Okay, so where they
Michelle Williams, Mila Kunis, James Franco.
Yes,
Yeah.
that one. But it's shot in that CGI feel where they add extra scenes and they create the scenes to build around making it 3D.
Mhm.
So it's just like it's unnecessary shit. Just like, you know, you have footage of 15 minutes of things popping off the screen, but like the scene didn't have to go this way. It had to go this way so that you can make it 3D. But for the sake of the movie, it plays it out poorly. And that's what they did a lot for that one, because that came out in that time period too. So like everything was like, when they were making everything really 3D, and like it's Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Look at all this fantasy we can make shit pop out. Like, oh no. And it ruined it.
I think there's something classic about the simplicity of the first one.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and plus Gene Wilder is very memeable, so you can't.
You get nothing.
Also, the one from the 70s employed a lot more people because the Oompa Loompas were all different people instead of just one guy that was digitally copied over and over and over and over.
Hated it. I will say this: the Johnny Depp version was a little darker. I wish they would have just, if you're going to tip into that, just go ahead and do it, because that storyline itself could be extremely great dark horror if they wanted to. Kids going to a chocolate factory, one comes out a lot. I mean, it can be dope.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Right, but they didn't. Right, they didn't push the envelope, so they was on the line, and that's why I didn't really like it that much. But the original one was absolutely fantastic. Veruca is always my favorite character.
Did Johnny Depp direct that newer Alice in Wonderland with Johnny Depp as the Mad Hatter?
Tim Burton was in that Alice in Wonderland. Wait, he was in. Hold on, I can tell. I just looked at it. Tim Burton was in. He handled Alice Through the Looking Glass.
That's the one.
But not the first one?
Yeah, the first one too, I think.
Oh wait, hold on. He was producer in that.
I thought it was listed.
He was 2010. He was in that one.
Because that one, Through the Looking Glass, would be the sequel. Right?
Sequel.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was
the one
in the
with
original.
Anne Hathaway.
And Sweeney Todd. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and Sweeney Todd, which was very lovely. I mean, but like, what was it? I'm looking at some of the ones right now. So like, there's Dumbo. He did the new Dumbo.
Yeah.
2019.
Mm-hmm.
Which was dark.
Yes.
Yeah, obviously. That's the thing. So once you hear it, you're like, oh, that makes sense.
So here's
but
your
he
other
didn't have the crows.
So here's your next stop motion film that's actually Tim Burton, besides Nightmare Before Christmas, Corpse Bride, which I love. Actually, that one had to grow on me. Corpse Bride had to grow on me. Yeah. Okay. So like that
Mars
one.
Attack. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. Go ahead.
What about Mars Attack?
I forgot.
That wasn't him.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
What?
It makes sense. It makes sense now. You see, you're just like, oh yeah.
Mars Attack was so good. I love it. It's so funny. But there's black people in that, right? Pam Grier. Oh.
Well,
that goes back to his Stephanie's thing.
We're also talking about, but what happens to them always? They're the villain, or they're off. They don't make it.
Oh, Sam. Oh, wow.
Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Okay, so I was never.
I used to watch that movie a lot growing up.
I did not care for Pee-wee back then. I did not care for him.
He was such a weirdo. I thought he was cool.
I could never get into that show, and I could not get into the movie. I could not do it.
You know what? Sleepy Hollow?
Like Pee-wee Herman?
Yes, Pee-wee Herman.
Yeah, Pee-wee Herman, Big Adventure. It was so good. It's long as hell.
Okay, you know what? I loved Pee-wee's Playhouse, but I could not take Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Like,
really?
Tequila.
The movies, I was not here for any of them.
And that's okay.
The minute that movie started, I was like, this is not the Playhouse. Next.
Where are we? Not where we need to be.
Not where it's not giving what it needed to give.
There is no magic here. I don't like it.
Where's Cherry? Where's Zombie? Where's Cowboy Curtis? Next.
Okay, so speaking of
wait.
Tim
Michael
Burton styles
Clark
that he's
Duncan
going-
was in Planet. Oh shit.
Ooh.
Oh. Who?
Language.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Did you guys hear me say that?
Yes, we did.
Girl.
Don't be coy now.
Right.
We'll edit that. We'll edit that. Michael Clark Duncan was in.
Y'all didn't hear that.
Michael Clark Duncan was in Planet of the Apes. He
Mhm.
was, yeah. He was the original, right? He was in the
Yeah,
original Planet of the Apes,
no,
but he's
the one
also
that,
in the
Tim
Tim Burton
Burton.
version. Yeah, he played one of the older apes. I
Gotta
think,
be.
that dies, or something like that.
Stop
I think he
being
plays
so
like the
loose
king of
with
the
that word,
king of
the
apes.
original.
Okay, so back to Pee-wee's Big Adventure. That was his directorial debut back in '85, and then the next one was Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
And then the most recent one is Dumbo. But that was like more of a he's an executive producer.
Yeah. That was the live action.
But he wasn't the writer for like most of these movies that are under him.
Yeah, he's not like the direct writer. Well, because he's more the director /
So he's technically not the director for Nightmare Before Christmas.
No,
Henry
He's the
Selick
producer.
was. He was the producer, yes, but he helped write the story a little bit.
Yeah. Because that's the thing. Like, producers have like some kind of say, but they don't. They help, but they're not technically the main. They don't do the bulk.
No, they just make sure it's done.
Yeah.
Has there been a movie that involved Tim Burton, but also had his all-star cast, meaning Johnny Depp, Helena Bonham Carter, Danny DeVito, and Danny Elfman doing the music? Because I need all 5 of those stars to align.
Actually, Sweeney Todd
was.
Wait, you're asking if he's done one like that? I don't think so. With all those people, no. You want him to?
Sweeney Todd is only missing Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
But Danny DeVito's not close.
Well, technically, Elfman didn't do the music for Sweeney Todd.
That's right.
He's missing two. Well, you're right. He does need to put like all of his eggs into one basket and like make an ultimate Tim Burton experience where it's like all the Tim Burton elements come together by our powers combined.
You know what?
We are a movie that might not do as well as you think you will.
Maybe he'll be great on stage.
Because Beetlejuice the musical, I enjoyed the music for Beetlejuice the musical.
Oh yeah.
I have not seen it, but that's my next big thing on my to-do list is to.
That sounds fun.
No, definitely watch 6 though. I think you were talking about that one.
Yes, I definitely want to see 6.
Oh my god, that one is the music is amazing in that one. I haven't seen it myself, but I do want to see it.
Because I know so 6 is back on Broadway now, but Beetlejuice the musical is not back until April 2022. So I guess I gotta save my coins for the summer. But like it's only gonna be in New York.
Then you gotta save triple the coins.
I know.
Take that trip.
I guess so.
If you do, let me know. I'll come. I'll get tickets. I'll come see it with you.
Okay.
Aww.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But see, if my kids find out that I went to see it without them, they'd be pissed at me. So
and then
I know I said save triple the coins. You gotta take your kids too.
I gotta take the kids. No, because we all listen to the musical. We all know all the words. They're gonna be pissed at me if they find out I went in without them.
Bring them back to tape.
No.
Say, if you are going for a period of time, try and do the lottery every day. I hope it's open by then. I don't know if it's still doing it.
Gotta bring them back to bootleg.
Bring them back to DVD. They'll be fine.
Bring them back to bootleg version.
It's so insulting because they don't even use tape anymore. Like, this arcade.
Good luck finding the device to play it on.
Look, DVDs for my kids are where like VHS tapes are for me right now. Like the fact that we have a DVD player that works and DVDs just look. The thing is like DVDs is what we use when the internet's not working. Yeah,
honestly, it is really weird though. Like for example, when I bought
down
computer,
to analog.
Right. Like
listen. Get you a camcorder and be hitting them angles. Boom, boom.
Look,
they there. Or
Watch me upgrade my phone real quick. It's gonna give me an iPhone that could be a good camera. Look.
Yeah.
Wow.
We'll show you previews right now.
Take selfies with the cast.
Right. Look, it's gonna be saved on my Google Drive, guys. It's free.
Beetlejuice comes back in April.
Yes. I'm so excited. Yes.
They have a virtual experience, so they can go to the virtual experience and you fly up to New York.
Okay, so when are we meeting in New York? Because I need to know.
That'd be so cool.
Can we meet in July? Maybe June. That's probably when's gonna be the most expensive. June or July.
That's the worst time to go.
I know, but that's like, look, that teacher schedule don't work for me sometimes.
That's true. That's true.
Do you think Nelly can sponsor our trip to come to New York?
We have to raise the money as well, sir. you better get on that. You better get on the car wash and the
car wash.
Not the car wash.
Which one y'all getting paid for?
You better making some cupcakes and take us to ShopRite and sitting out front with some candy bars.
We gonna get these tickets.
We gonna get these tickets though. But we get these tickets.
I gotta step up my part of the business. Then, so that's about the only way right now.
I need to submit a letter to you, huh? So
look,
to go to this thing.
Look, we're gonna start a GoFundMe, send Geeking Out to see Beetlejuice the musical.
Don't worry about it. We'll start selling chocolate bars.
Hey, world's finest.
Do kids still sell those little box of chocolate?
They sure as hell do.
And wrapping paper?
Yeah.
Okay, we need to come on, y'all. We just need to get on.
I'm saying we just need to.
I'll send it to my mom. That whole thing will be sold in a week.
Yo, yes.
We gotta sell several boxes, sir.
The only pyramid scheme. That shit.
All right.
By the end of it, all the parents and all their friends have 30 pounds of fucking candy that they all bought from each other.
As long as you save me the ones that are dark chocolate and caramel, that's okay. All right, so we need to wrap it up, y'all. We gotta go. It's time to stop.
That's our show for today.
That's our show for today. We talked around Tim Burton for the most part.
Did.
We was in there. It's fine. It's right.
So Tamon, aren't you next?
Yeah. I don't want to say what it is. It's a surprise. You guys will definitely see the advertisement really soon. Of course, it's me, so it'll be horror related. But don't you freaking worry about it. It's gonna be Scream. And that was definitely not a hint.
No. Oh my goodness. Okay, so thank you guys so much for joining us in this group of like a completely chaotic and unprofessional characters. Because we were supposed to do like a whole other commercial break, which we did not. And that's okay.
Yeah.
It's a good conversation. It's good. It's fine. So make sure y'all like and subscribe and check us out on all the social media platforms.
Follow us.
Yes. So we're on TikTok, Twitter, Facebook group, Geeking Out crew. Make sure you like all. That's how we're gonna get to
not yet.
New York. That's how we're getting to New York. That's how it is.
Period.
That is how we're getting to New York. That's it.
That's it. You right. So
aren't they shutting it down though? Sorry, random. Aren't they shutting?
We can do other things on OnlyFans.
Last I checked, I think you can't make money on OnlyFans that way anymore. Or you're not supposed to.
Like, see how we're making the money on the OnlyFans. Okay.
Well, I'm saying, I mean, you could do it like that. Is all.
How do you not know that this is gonna be like the Patreon, and we just adding some extra content?
Thank you.
Trying to tell our secrets. Golly, damn.
Julian, your first 10 videos are due by the end of this week.
Thank you. They're all you now. Damn.
All you.
You better make us some money.
Shame. Where's my bell?
Whatever. When we're all rolling in it later, you'll all be thanking me.
That part.
And that's okay. So yeah. So Geeking Out airs every Monday at 8 p.m. And you can join us on all the platforms and deal with us in all of our technical issues and whatever. and it's still fun. It's okay. It's cool. So make sure you like and subscribe. Follow us on YouTube and all the other platforms. You can find me at anything that says Ricky Z or Ricky Z Social. I don't have it on my thing right now. I'm sorry, y'all.
But you can literally search that and you'll find her. Don't worry.
Yeah. You can find Jillian at
Bad Juju.
Bad Juju double D's. Yes. And Timon Kane at Timon Kane on all the platforms, like every platform. It's Timon Kane. Everything. Mm-hmm. And you can find Jermaine on IGA. Jaffer. Right.
Jaffer Rocher.
No,
Where's Shay
Rose?
That was such a dad joke. I don't know where it came from.
Okay. Thank you guys. We love you.
Right. So y'all. Good night, y'all. Good night.
Night, y'all.